Hi everyone, I hope you've got your cuppa. I'm Courtney. I'm coming to you from the beautiful sunny coast of New South Wales.
It's cloudy.
And it's cloudy. I'm a local Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here on the Central Coast, and I'm bringing you a little bit of a sneak peek today. So hopefully you've got your cup of tea ready and your cookies. Now, you'll have to excuse my scrubs. I've been at work all morning and I've just rushed home just so that I could be here in time for you lot. So I pop my cup of tea back to the side and we'll get started. All right, so you all know that there's a new catalogue coming up. It starts at the beginning of May. Demonstrators can pre-order. It's one of the perks. And there's some fabulous things. You can't order everything out of the whole catalogue as a pre-order. They can't have 2 full catalogues worth of goodies in their warehouses. So we've got a few things that we can order. So I'm going to show you some of the ones that I chose. Actually, I'm just going to show you one suite because otherwise we could be here for ages. So I'll go live on our Instagram and we'll get started. Okay, so we have with us the beautiful Florals in Bloom coming to you starting the 6th of May. It is a lovely online suite, a lovely suite, and I didn't get everything sorted. I haven't added my other camera, so you can't see anything yet. So I will add my extra camera so that you can all see my desk. And I'll have to mirror it because otherwise the words are all wrong and the wrong way. So we can't have that nonsense. And I will make it so that you can see it. Okay, so this is the Florals in Bloom suite. It's a 2-part suite in that it has 2 stamp sets. So there's Sweet Blooms with its matching set of dies. Now, I haven't actually unpacked any of these, so sorry, you're just going to bear with me as we pull plastic off stuff. And we won't do it neatly because we're going to want to see what's in here. So we've got some great words. Now, this suite is $215.75 as the whole suite. It includes the 2 stamp bundles. This one here, the Sweet Blooms with the words lovely and bloom, quite huge. There's the outer, I don't know, there's the shadow plus the sentiment in the middle. You can either stamp it or you can cut it out. So there's that one. And then there's Pretty Florals, which is the other one that's a part of it. So it is another flower set. It's actually a very sweet flower set, and it uses the new in colors that we've got coming. And these dies, get a look at these ones. These actually are my favorite out of the 2 if I had to pick a favorite. But look at all those leaves and flowers, including I think I'm going to really like this one here. This one here is like a skeleton. So, and the same with these little leaves. So I've brought over with me absolutely no paper. I don't know how that happened. And stamp sets. And I've brought over the designer series paper, but I've got no cardstock. So we'll have to fix that. These are the gems, the new in color gems. I'm just grabbing the cardstock that goes with it. I left it all behind. Okay, so we've got new in color gems. They go with this beautifully, and I've got a packet of the mixed packet of the colored cardstock. So in here we've got all of our new colors. We've got Bubble Bath included, our cloud cover, Darling Duckling, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Peach Pie, Petunia Pot, Pretty in Pink, Secret Sea, Shy Shamrock, Strawberry Slush, Summer Splash, and Timid Tiger. And they're all on the bench as well. So I brought over with me some Memento, but I think we're going to need some other colors. What do you reckon? Okay, let me just get into this paper. The other thing that's included in this suite is some designer series paper that, as you can see, is super pretty. Okay, hopefully Tony will come out here and grab me a pile of ink pads because I've left them again over on the other side of the room. Pile of ink pad that's over there next to that orange crate. Just over there. And if you can grab me the Yep, and if you can grab me the garden green, that would be also fabulous, which I believe should be around there or back over there on its pile. These are the new in colours that we've got. Cloud cover is still on its way. Okay, so we had a challenge this month. You know how last week I showed you the challenge for the week before last it was. Last month I showed you. I've been at work. I got home like 20 minutes ago, so I've been on my skates. Last week I showed you the new flowers. So the kit. Then the week before that I showed you a card made with just no white. This month's challenge for our team challenge is no flowers. So I probably picked the wrong bundle for this. Okay, so there's page number 2 and there's the back. Page number 2's back. They're just really pretty. Page number 3. Oh, I really like that. And the back. Page number 4. Now, being so new, I don't know what, I haven't seen anything made with this. And the back. Page number 5. I have a sneaking suspicion these flowers will be able to be cut out with our, you can't find garden green, is my guess. Honey, you know what? Don't worry about it. And there's the last one. And it's just such pretty paper. All right. So we're going to do something with that. I have no idea what we're going to do because I don't even know. I've got nothing here and I've just sort of raced in at 100 miles an hour thinking, what shall I do today? So is there anything that anyone else would like to see in particular? Because I do need to cut up some cardstock because we need a card base. So we're going to start with at least a card base. Don't worry about it, Tones. Is Granny Apple green in that pile on the table? Oh. If all else fails, here's a marker. All right, so these are all the coloured cardstocks. Let me just pop that back to that screen. Look how fabulous they are. Strawberry Slush is one that you will have seen before, and that's okay. But I really like Darling Duckling. If you like crushed curry, you're going to love Darling Duckling. It's just it's a brighter one. It's a bit between Daff and crushed curry. Oh, that piece is a bit gosh farther. Let's make a card base with. Oh, I'm not sure. How about we go with this one here? This will be peach pie.
Couldn't find one, I found 2.
He's found 2. Look, you know, if all else fails.
I'm an overachiever.
You are an overachiever, honey. All right, so we've got some peach pie. His phone's going off its head and all that. Everything's happening. So when I cut my card bases, I cut them at 14.8, almost 9. And I just cut it. Hi, Chris, how you going? Straight in half. Okay. And then just fold that one in half. I'm a bit frazzled today, Chris. I'm running on the seat of my pants because I've rushed in here at the last minute, grabbed out some goodies out of the bag, and yeah. These are both photopolymer stamp sets. So, oh, hello, Glenda. Yes, it is the lovely flowers that I made last week on the table behind me. You want to see them? Look at them all. It's like there's a whole bunch, whole posy, and they're quite huge. They all turn out quite beautiful. All right. So we made them last week. And yeah, hi Cheryl. Cheryl knows that I was running around like a mad lady. So I'm not even sure where I'm going to start. You know what? I might case one of the photos in the catalogue. Let's give you a bit, almost like a pre-look at what's in the catalogue. I need a sip of my cup of tea though. All right. Okay, so we need a piece for the back here. Okay. I'm going to go with, what do we got? Because I'm thinking I want to do, all right, I'm going to go with that piece for my back. And for this one, I'm not, normally I would do it quite big. Some of you will have seen the catalogue already. If you haven't, it's really something worth looking forward to. Okay, this is a directional print on this side, and that's a directional print that can go in either direction. Okay, so I will cut this as a 6x6, a 6x12, just so that I make sure that I've preserved that piece for get as much bang for my buck out of it as I possibly can. This piece here I will do is 30 centimeters along, which will give you 3 card backs if you decide to go that way with a card back. Okay, so again, pop that piece to the side. I don't need a piece that big, so I will be cutting it down, but I'm going to be picky about where I cut it down because I can then use that other side. All right, I'm going to cut it down to 8.5 centimeters. And I'm thinking about, I'm thinking I'm going to cut it down to about probably 12.5. So this is definitely by the seat of my pants. All right. And what I'm doing is I'm using the catalogue and I'm reading something that's in the catalogue. Hello. And I'm going to make something to go with it. Okay, so if anyone's already seen the catalogue, you may be starting to recognize what I'm doing. Okay. All right, so we've got we've got 2 contrasting colors. Everything goes together in the end is what they say. And if it doesn't, then I'll swap that out for a different color. So a lot of these flowers can be cut out and a lot of them can't. So it's up to you how to use them. Part of me wants to get Tony to get me a piece of garden green or granny apple green cardstock, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so we need some basic white. I've got some little pieces here, and we're going to stamp some flowers, and we're going to have a bit of a play. All right, look, they're even brand new super juicy ink pads. They haven't even had the wrappers taken off them, you know, as you do. All right. So this one here is Timid Tiger. Why was I saying peach pie? It's not peach pie, it's Timid Tiger. Right, don't mind me. Darling Duckling. And we've also then got, we'll be using our Strawberry Slush. Because we're going to make a few different flowers. Oh. Just throw them all in my bin at the back. Yeah. Okay. A couple that I prepared earlier. So the Pretty Florals dies. Let's see what they cut out. They're going to cut out that stamp set there. I've got a cheat. I've got a thing in front of me that tells me what everything cuts out. Okay. So this one here gets cut out. That's that one. So we're going to use the ones that get cut out, let me tell you. This one here gets cut out. This one here gets cut out. And where's that threesome? They are here. As does, ooh, there's 2 of these. Did you notice that? They're 2 different ones. Okay, so which one does it cut out? Oh, Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. It cuts out both of them. That's pretty fabulous. And this one here gets cut out. And just because we can, I'll have some leaves. Let's go for a full-on floral arrangement. All right. Okay, so we've got quite a few here that we can actually stamp and cut out. Now, I don't know if you remember, I normally tell you to give your stamps a really good clean before you use them to get that film off them. You can do it whilst they're in here like so, or you can actually put each one onto a block and do it on the block. The choice is yours. Make it nice and squeaky, as they say, squeaky clean. All right, so these are very cute cutters. I'm being asked how they use. So these cutters, these dies, you need a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. These work with the mini as well as the large. All right, and with that, what happens is that we're going to stamp them first and then we're going to cut them out. So I will actually be showing you. So what I'm thinking that we might need is we're going to definitely need some Timid Tiger flowers. Okay, now these will be super duper juicy. So don't be surprised, because they're brand new, don't be surprised if we do need to stamp them off a little bit first. And do you know what? Stamping off actually gives you quite a nice effect. All right, so let's see how juicy. Oh, look at that. They are so juicy, it's not funny. Okay. If you've got super duper juicy ink pads, you don't want to do it with black. What you can do, and quite frequently, you will see other people tell you to soak some of the ink off it. I don't do that. I push the ink down. And the reason why I push the ink down is because I don't want to waste any ink. Okay. Now, there's a couple of ways we can stamp these flowers. We can stamp them so that they are the solid color, or we can stamp them off so that you get two different color flowers. Now, once you've done that, there's also this little treasure here, which, oh, will it fit on that block? Yep, it's going to fit on that block. You can then come in along and you can actually stamp it. They're made to layer on top of each other. It's also called two-step stamping. Oh. And then you can come in and what you'll see, oh, fuzzy, you've got one flower with, and you can just see how it's got the little, it's added the accents, or the one that I've stamped off. Okay, so they're quite pretty. We might do a couple of sets of them just in case. Okay, and then we'll stamp that straight over the top of that. And straight over the top of that one. Just so we've got two different flowers that we can use, okay, in that colour. Then we'll have a strawberry slush one. Okay. So there's another flower in here that looks like so. And it's a bit of a circle. So depending on what we're going to do, we might stick with those ones. Actually, I'll just do 3 different flowers. There's another one that's a little bit more round, for want of a better way of putting it. But I really want to do this one here. I really like this one. I think this one's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to do this one in strawberry slush. And we'll do the same thing. We're going to stamp it off. And before I even waste any time, I'm just going to push that ink down, because that's all been sitting there on that surface quite nicely, because these ink pads are brand new and super duper juicy. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 And then you've got this little guy, which you could do in a, this is called tone on tone stamping, when you stamp the tone straight on. That's the same. Don't mind me, I just stamp it over the other side because I forgot to do this one. Okay, and then we've got some other flowers, and you can see how the tone on tone, you can see the two different colors there. Okay, that one's sort of disappeared into it. You might have to do that one again. Right. There's nothing stopping you from, actually, because that one has disappeared into that, watch what I'm going to do here. If I decide I want to, I can actually do this in this strawberry slush color. And make it just a little bit darker. See how pretty that is? And those ones are actually quite nice, so I don't need to do that. I'll just wreck them by sticking that on there. Okay. And we want to do some yellow flowers. These little ones look like, they should be purple to me. Tony, let's get that husband back in here to go and get something else, hey? What do you reckon? Tony?
Yeah.
Can you please grab me? Let's have Highland Heather, please.
In ink or paper?
In ink, thank you.
Why not?
This is rather handy.
I'm only trying to beat family. It's okay. What is it? Highland Heather.
Highland Heather. It's a very pale purple colour.
Pale purple.
Yeah. It's one of Cheryl's favourite colours.
Oh dear.
Because it's purple.
Very good.
Yep. And you can't find it.
Shh. Give me a chance.
And we'll do 2 of those. Highland Heather. You're onto it? Highland Heather's not mentioned in the packet, but to me that purple there looks like it could very easily be Highland Heather, because when I turn this over, I can't see any other. It's really, the writing on it's really pale. It'll be down the bottom of the stack. I haven't used it for ages. All right. Okay, so we've got quite a few little bits of greenery here that are actually going to need some green cardstock as well. So we'll get him to get that at the same time. What do you reckon? We'll give him one job at a time, though, is my suggestion.
Purple posy.
No, don't want purple posy. Down the bottom on this end. If you can't find it, I'll have Blackberry Bliss or Rich Razzleberry. Berry Burst. Yeah, Berry Burst will do if you can't find the Highland Heather. We can be accommodating, can't we, everyone? Hello, Nat. Hi, Lol. Hi, Pauline. Everybody's here. And he's about to find, he's in the background going, it'd be good if you had stickers on these. They actually all have stickers on them. It's white writing. It's only the new ones that don't.
Oh, lucky you said that, because I was going to come over here with evidence that there's no stickers on these ones because they're new.
Because they're new. That's Petunia Pop. Actually, I'll have Petunia. Oh, no, I don't want Petunia Pop. Oh, I really want Highland Heather. Go and find Highland Heather. All right, we'll do some cutting out while we're waiting for him.
Do some cutting out while you're waiting.
Because then you can get me some cardstock as well. Okay, so bring in your cut and emboss machine. So for Be Me's Creative Corner that's hanging out on Instagram, this is our cut and emboss machine. It cuts with these metal dies, and it will emboss with an embossing folder. So at the moment we're just using the metal dies, and we're going to run those through. And because we've got quite a few of them, I don't have any washi tape over here, so I'm going to run them through one at a time. No, I don't want washi tape. You concentrate on finding me some purple. It is there. I'll just push them off, and you'll see how it's cut them out. Okay. He reckons people only join to make so they can see me making him work. That's not true, is it, everyone? He doesn't know what's going on. Yeah, the light pink one is very nice. The strawberry slush is a beautiful colour. Okay, and there's another 3 flowers. Okay, and actually we might do these 3 down here as well because I really like those pale ones. I'm loving how they come out. They're almost like when you'll be able to have the dominant ones at the front and then the darker ones at the top, like at the front, and then the lighter ones at the back, like they're sort of in a field of flowers going off into the background. It's not there. It's definitely not there. I'm telling you, it's really pale purple. Like the sticker's almost white on it. And then we've got this one up the top here. That's like a daisy. Actually, you know what would look really nice on that? Is it with a black center? Have you seen those really pretty daisies? They're like a, oh, the die got stuck to the top. They're like a variegated daisy, and it's black on the center, then it's sort of a pink and or a dark purpley color, almost like our berry burst, which is this color here. It's the color I'm going to use if you can't find me purple. Are you stuck?
He is stuck.
You know what? Don't worry about it. We'll use the berry burst that you brought over.
What colour? Highland
Heather. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get up after this and I'm just going to find it. It's just the way it goes, isn't it?
Blackberry bliss.
I love blackberry bliss, but no, that's not the one. So I've cut a few of these flowers out. I just wanted something different. All right, how about you grab me some garden green cardstock, honey? Or some granny apple green, one or the other. I'll let you choose, whatever one you find first. He's a good little crafter. He's just opened the cupboard and he's sort of going, look, you can see him in the background down here. He's cursing. He's cursing me now. Oh, look, he's got them both. How good's that? You can't see. Yeah. Just put them down here on the chair, honey. Thank you. I know I made a mess. I've been pretending to be one of those surgeons at work that throws all their rubbish on the ground. You know? And then goes, when you say, what's the deal? And they go, oh, it's not clean down there, so the rubbish can go on the floor. And you think, yeah, but I'm the one that's got to bend over and pick it up. You know? That's right. Now I'm going to bring that back in later because I'm going to stamp something else. Okay. So I've got a couple of bits of leaves there. And I'm thinking my timid tiger's not going to work here real well with what I'm doing. So I might actually have to ditch timid tiger, but we'll see. Let's get some, because he couldn't find me any Highland Heather, we're going to get some purple posy. Or not purple posy. Why do you plant that in my head? We're going to have some berry burst, but we're actually going to stamp. The berry burst is quite a dark color, so I will be stamping it off and not using that bit. I just want to use the paler version of it. Okay, so I can stamp them on top of each other because I'm not going to actually use them because there's like a little. This is really pretty. It's like a bunch of flowers all in one, is it, for those that know flowers, is it a stalk or something like that? Or They look like lavender, but see how they're like a bunch of flowers? They're just really pretty. Now, and all of these goodies you can add to, if you're not a demonstrator, they're available from the 6th of May. If you are a demonstrator, you can add them to your pre-order. If you want them now and you don't want to wait till the 6th of May, the only way you can get them is if you join. Okay, that's the short and curly version. Okay, I'm thinking that I might need some garden. I've got garden green here. And I'm thinking I need to put like a frame around it, actually. So I'll get a piece of that out. Oh, that's going to work better. All right. You know, nothing like changing things on the seat, on the fly as you go. So 14.8 and a bit. And I think this will look better. And I think for future reference, I should have just said no to work. Rather than saying no to the video, say no to work. Or make sure I'm home in time. What do you reckon? That looks heaps better, doesn't it? We can use this, but that looks heaps better. Okay? All right. I do like this colour. Okay. Actually, I'm going to... What did I do with the other half of that piece? I really want to have some of this colour in here. But I don't know what I did with the other half of the piece. I'm going there. Yeah, found it. Stop looking, everyone. Let's make a little frame. Okay. Does anyone remember how big I cut this? Brett says typical. Okay. My phone is going off its nut. I don't know who's messaging me. I haven't got my watch on. I didn't get a chance. You don't need to come over. It's all good. Here he comes. Come and rescue me. It's under here. Look, there you go.
You know what? Sounds like it. I'll go back to work.
Right. That's better. Isn't it? Much better. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to cut these guys out as well. But I really like them. I like them so much that they're going to be on my inside and they're going to be on my envelope. Okay. So just grabbing an envelope here. Brand new pack. All right. So if you're wanting to make cards with this suite, you can add it to a pre-order. You can add it to a joining special. The suite is called Florals in Bloom. Its total is $215.75. You will actually have enough money left over out of your $235 to get this ribbon. And we're going to play with that. We're going to add that ribbon to it as well because I think that this ribbon is the best. But we need a couple more things because we're going to do some more cutting out. So I've got my pile of goodies over there. They're going to get cut out. I probably need another stop. Beg your pardon?
Nothing urgent.
Nothing urgent. Sweet as.
My favourite.
Okay. This is the other stamp set that comes in this suite. This is called Sweet Blooms. It has got dies that cut out the word lovely, bloom, and then this floral arrangement here. Okay. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just do what's in the catalogue. And I'm going to use the word lovely, which is quite huge. I'm just going to give them a bit of a clean. And I'm going to type in, I'm going to put on it, have a lovely day. All right, so that's them having a bit of a clean. Now you will need a big block for this because that word lovely is quite long. So here's one I prepared earlier. Try not to tear it. I tore one the other day. I couldn't believe it. And what I can suggest is that you put it on something like your table or your mat, just so that it actually is what it does is it makes it sort of sit right, for want of a better word. So there's the word lovely. Okay. Oh, I still need those on there. I'm going to need the word lovely, and I'm going to need, where are you? Have a. There's have a and day. All right, so we're going to have a lovely day. Okay, so let's stamp our inside. Okay, we need to, I want to stamp these off. So I'm just going to use the middle piece of here because that's going to get covered up so it doesn't matter. All right. That's for my, so I've stamped the inside for my plants. I'm just going to add the little feature piece. And look, it's nice if they line up very perfectly, but these guys just didn't. I'll see if I can get it better on the other side. Let's try again. This time we're using Berry Burst. And we're going to hold our tongue in the right spot and see if I can get them lined up perfectly. Oh, that's better. It looked a bit like it, you know, when your eyes go fuzzy and the screen's not right on the other side. Yeah, look, that's better. Not like that side. That was dodgy. Okay, and we need a bit of a green branch. Oh, envelope. Forgot the envelope. Why didn't you remind me? Just going to put one on the envelope. Okay. And we'll have some garden green. That looks good. Okay. And because we've got that timid tiger on the front, I feel like we need to bring it into the inside. So using the timid tiger ink, I'm just going to clean off those little bits there. Right. These are quite tall, these plants. Well, they are today anyway. Okay. So we're going to bring in some timid tiger. I'll just pop that on there. And I'm going to bring back this flower here that we had. Okay. And again, because it's so juicy, it's already, see how it's already getting balls? Like it's like really, really juicy. So you may need to do this a couple of times. It's also really quite damp here. So, and I find that when the air is damp, the ink pads seem to be wetter. All right. And this little one. Okay, and then we've got that for our inside. So that just brings that color from the front into the inside. Okay. We're not going to put any of those on the envelope because I don't feel that it needs it. All right. Let's give those a bit of a clean because I'm actually going to need one of those little stamp pads. Okay, so when we're sort of setting this up, these two are going to join onto here. I've just been chucking everything all over my desk, which means I've hidden so much of my stuff. So we'll just pop this into, ooh, I've got ink all over me now. Okay, got orange flowers here. We'll ditch those. Oh, look how fabulous they are. Stay with the same, stick with the decision that we made initially. That is really pretty paper. You will not be disappointed with this paper, guys. It is really pretty. Okay. All right. That's going to sit there like that. We need the word lovely. So we're going to need another piece of basic white. And it's quite a big word. We're going to have to turn it this way. And I'm just going to have a day on the bottom here. Now, it's up to you with what color you decide that you want to do this with. I'm going to do it in, let's pull out that brand new, because we're right into the new one, the Secret Sea. Now, this is, some would say it looks like almost black or a dark gray, but it's got a hint of blue in it, and it's really quite pretty. If you can get into it, that is. Right, so this is the only place I'm going to use it is on my title, but I think that it needs that, this word needs to stand out, but it's not going to be, it's not the same as having black. All right. I need more hands. Okay, let's see if we can get this to work beautifully. What is it that they say? Lovely. All right. Sorry, couldn't help that. But that just stamped so beautifully. All right. And then I'm going to use the other words. Initially, I'm going to do them in this same color, but we might end up changing them. We'll see. And the word day. Okay. That it's such an amazing color. It's like, it's going to be really hard to see on all of your screens. It looks black, but it's sort of got a hint of blue, and yeah, it's just pretty. Okay, so we need to cut that out as well. We need to cut them out. So we'll do all of that, and then we'll start putting some things together. I'll bring this baby back in. All right. So I might do the flower tops first. What do I call this? Flying by the seat of your pants. And look, one thing I'm promoting when I'm doing it this way is that I'm saying you can do this using the catalogue as your guide, and you can make some really pretty cards based on what you see in the catalogue. All right. This designer series paper that comes in this suite has so many options for cutting pictures out, flowers out. It's it just means that you don't even have to color if you don't want to. You don't have to stamp. You could just actually make things that are just all cut out. The only thing you would have to stamp then would be the sentiment. Oh, I did that one as Dodgers or Hell. So that one, I was only going to cut 2 out, but you know what? Now we need a third. So it wiggled when I put the top one on. Oh, that one didn't. So, you know, there's just, you've got so many different options, and the paper is so pretty. Okay. Oh, I forgot the word lovely. We need that. Stop what you're doing, Court. Oh, look, and that one's perfect. See, I knew we needed to do it again. Okay, so with the words, there's a couple of different options that you've got with these words. When you look at the dies, you can actually cut the word lovely out of cardstock and just stick it on. So that's it. You don't need to stamp it. So you could just cut that word out of a different color cardstock and you could just stick it on, right? Or you can do what I'm about to do now, which is I've stamped it and I've prized the thing out of here. So I've stamped it on there, and now using this one, I'm going to, oh man, come on. Sorry, you've gone fuzzy, guys. Oh, they're back. So because I've already stamped it, I can use this to cut the stamped image out. So you've got a couple of different options. You can also then, you've got to hold your tongue right for all of them though. And this is where letting that stamp land on the table to do its thing, so that you could then, when you put your die on it, it's actually positioned correctly, because it's photopolymer, you can bend it. All right, let's see how we went. So you've got a choice. You can, if you want to layer cardstock on top of another piece of cardstock, then you can. But if you just want to stamp it and then cut it out, you can do that too. So you've got options in this one. I'm trusting that this is just going to cut out perfectly and I don't have to redo it. And you know what? It's not that much. It didn't really cut out perfectly. I'm going to have to redo it. And I think it's because of the way that it's placed on the stamp set, on the stamp. So let's re-stamp that one. Not that as dodgy as anything. Okay. So if I just let you go down there, pop you on, let's try again. Here's another piece of cardstock I prepared earlier, because that one didn't cut very well. Doesn't fit that way. And I could sort of see that it wasn't going to work because of the way that it sat underneath the die. So what I'm talking about is when you stick the die on top of it, there's a few bits where you can see through it. And I could tell it wasn't going to fit properly. That is going to be so much better. Okay. This is where some washi tape would be, my friend. And I've got some tiny little scraps. I've got a piece here on my desk, but I've got some tiny little scraps that I can use. Okay. So I'll pop that back in there. Let's see if I can stuff up another. I mean, let's see if I can do this one perfect. Hey, what do you reckon? Look, these are the stingiest little pieces of washi tape I've got here, but that's all right. I'm just holding my tongue in the right spot. I don't need much, just need these tiny little pieces of washi tape and cross everything. Okay, so everybody's got their fingers crossed for me that this is going to work perfect, all right? Oh, really? So Badella, how do you say it? I don't even know how you say that, Pauline. Oh, mystery's still there. All right. If this doesn't work, I'm going to scream. And I don't need to. Look at that. Now that is lovely. The other one, not so lovely. The other one, not so crash hot. But that one is lovely. All right. So we're going to need some leaves, actually. So back in it comes. My arm's I'm getting some good muscles happening here. All right. I'll just have my other piece of dark green cardstock. I just want, it needs some texture, so we need some leaves. I'll just stick my fingers under there. And I'm sure I pulled out another pack of leaves. Set of leaves, there they are. All variety of leaves in there. And I think, was there some variety of leaves in this one? No, you needed to stamp those ones, so we won't use that. And the top of my cut and emboss machine is hiding under here. Okay. It's pretty set, this one. There's so many other pretty sets. There's another one that I was going to show you, but I thought, oh, hold on a second. It was actually more than the $235 that is a joining kit amount. So the joining kit is $235. You get 100 that you get to pick for $169. So it's a good deal. And you could get this whole suite and that actual ribbon that I'm going to use on here. You would still need to get some cardstock. You would still need to get some adhesive, but you're going to have all your basics, and then you're going to get a continual 20% discount as part of your ongoing. I'll take your pick tools over in the back over there, so we'll just use the point of these scissors, or we'll just drop it. Did you know you could do that? You can just drop them and they fall out about 99% of the time. Of course, you know, I had envisioned that it wouldn't work because, you know, I was doing that, but that's okay. So this ribbon is a two-tone ribbon. It's got a stitch on down the side. It's super duper pretty, brand spanking new. And look, you'll notice it's like a granny, like a dark green on one side. They're saying it's shaded spruce and soft sea foam, and look at that. How fabulous is that? What fun. All right, so I am going to pop some of that around here, and then I'm going to have the word lovely, and I'm going to have some flowers. So we've got these little ones here. Might put a bit of glue on these and put them together a bit. There's that dodgy one. And you can still use the dodgy one. So you can see my dodgy one here. It's like there's lots of white down here and there's not so much, and there's lots of colour up the top. So you can actually use that and use it to your advantage. But I'll show, you know what, I'll do it and I'll show you how. Okay, so we're going to do some clustering. The other thing that we can do is we had a piece that we've cut from this piece here that we can actually turn over, and we can use it as a bit of a strip as well. So we can do that too, just to add an extra layer of texture because we've chopped it off the bottom. All right, you could do it, run it down the side, but that side piece, because of the way that I've cut it, is not going to work, okay, on this particular card, because I wanted to bring in that orange. Now, my girls love it when I tie their bows for us. Some of them, I do bows in a couple of different ways. So depending on what weight suits you, I'll quite frequently use my tear tape, which happens to not be in this position here. Okie dokie. It's not on this table. I'll quite frequently use my tear tape and just wrap it around and tie it down the side. The other way that you can do a ribbon, if you want to have a bow on it, I'll just take these off because I was using that as a resting spot. If you've got a block, it needs to be a little bit bigger than your actual piece where you want the ribbon to be. You can come around the block like so, and you can tie your bow. I like to have my... Now, when you're doing it this way, what it means is that you can then work out where the legs of your ribbon sit, so that you can then put it on your card wherever you like. All right. Oh my gosh, this is so soft. It's so pretty. My fingers are really dry from using that paint stripper they've nicknamed Soap at Work. And because we're coming into winter, my skin gets quite dry, so they're sticking to it a bit and catching on it because it's almost like a silky feeling. Right. These are not snips; these are actually serrated scissors, which are great for cutting ribbon. If you're going to use your snips, you need to make sure that that's all they cut is it is a lovely font, isn't it? Budley Jar Buzz. That's cool, Pauline. All right, so now you can see my bow is sitting in that particular spot. I can work out that I think I'm going to want it to sit there on that side. Okay. Or actually that looks better. So what I can do is I slip it off my block. I'm going to pull it tighter just to make sure that knot is really tight. And then I can work out where that actual bow sits the best. And once I've done that, I can then cut this piece here at the back, because then I can tape it down afterwards or glue it or whatever it is that I'm going to use, whatever adhesive I'm going to use. Now, because I want to use this piece as well, because it's just a scrap that came off, I'm not going to leave it square. What you can do to flag it, you can just cut a little bit in and then cut towards it. One of the ladies I was listening to, Pauline, the other day had called this something different. I call it flagging it. You want to tell me what it is that we call it differently, that you guys used to call it? Just sent you. Is that one of the messages I got, Belinda? Okay, so I'm going to actually push this piece here. I want to put that off to the side a bit more. I'm going to sit like that because I want that. Like so, yeah. But I'm going to have it up a bit higher. Yeah. So I'm just going to put some adhesive under here because I want that to sit. And now this is where you have to be really thingy. You have to work out where you want that to sit, because I want that to sit equal with that side. And I'm going to let that dry before I tie this around it. But that piece there is going to sit on there like so. The word lovely is, I'm thinking, going to sit, this is going to have to sit a bit higher. Under my bow. Wait. Because I don't want to hide the word lovely. So that's going to sit up there. And all my flowers are going to hang out under there. Okay, so let's put some flowers on. So we've got a little bit of a cluster of flowers is going to happen. We've got these little bits of greenery. These ones here don't look like they're attached to anything, but they can be. Well, actually, that's going to be nice up there. So we'll put that one in. I'm going to put this one in first. And it's just a matter of working out where you want things to sit. That can sit up there quite high. That one there is going to get attached to this one here. I'm thinking at the same time as doing this. And that one's going to get a dimensional under it, or two. So I've got minis here on the table. And because they're minis, it's going to probably need 3. And it's just a matter of building up your cluster of flowers so that they end up sitting in a pretty arrangement. Okay, so I'm going to put that ribbon on next so that I can work out where I want to put everything else. Okay. Do I want it to go under? No, I want it to go over there. I did make it so that it could go over there. The tape's over there somewhere. and the glue does not hold it as nicely. It's always the way, isn't it? Okay, and we'll put a little bit over here. Because we're going to glue it down after this. Now, if your bow does not want to sit where you tell it to, you can convince it, is that a nice way of putting it, to sit where you want it to using a glue dot. Okay. Yeah. It's stuck to me. I've got glue all over the place. So if you wanted to, you could put a bit of a glue dot underneath there. The choice is yours. Okay. So the word lovely is going to sit here like so. Okay. Now I'm thinking we need some mini dimensionals, and then we're going to work up the rest around it underneath some of these bigger spots here. The minis will be your friend in respect to this particular die, unless you use our sheets of it and make, because the sheets of dimensional material will cut out with these dies. Okay, which would have been really handy, and I should have done, because it's really skinny over here on this side, this font. Which makes it a bit fiddly. That one doesn't want to come up. So if you are local to Sydney, you might like to check out the Royal Easter Show. The Royal Easter Show is going to be happening from Friday. And my daughter and I entered the Royal Easter Show. I've got some cards in there. Yep. You've never heard of flag dovetail. That's what the close to my heart ladies call it. Yes. I've always flagged it, put a flag, turn it into what looks like a flagging. But I heard the other day I was watching one of the close to my heart ladies do a scrapbook page, and I heard them calling it dovetailing. I'm thinking, what's the lasers is dovetailing? That's what I used to do my hair. And then when I watched, I'm like, is that what you call it? Right. So there's the word lovely. And now I'm just going to make my flowers up around it. They can slip in underneath here. They can slip in underneath there. Because I didn't put too many dimensionals on there, they can slip in and hide in underneath all these little places. All right. So yeah, we've all got different names depending on what company we sort of started with. Okay, here's the other one. So it's just a matter of working out where you want to stick them all. And they end up looking all clustered because of where we put them. Okay. Now, you know how I said before, we can hide some of the sins of one of them if we've done it. See how it's dodgy, but we still want to use it? Just putting a little bit of glue under there. And I'm actually going to stick it in underneath there. So I've hidden that dodgy bit, but I still get to use it, and we've still got, that was really good of me. I put the glue in and I didn't actually take the backs off the dimensionals. All right. Don't mind me, guys. Okay, so now we've got other flowers that we can use. We've got that pretty one that could go anywhere in underneath there. Just grab a pair of tweezers because they're really easy to find. These are from the embossing kit. They just make it, they do make it very easy to find, to shove things in behind and around and underneath things. I'm hiding those fabulous leaves that I've made if I do that. We might come back to that one. But we do need some of these guys. All right. So these are those little flowers that we cut out before. That are in like a little cluster. Okay, yep. And nobody said they all had to go in the same direction. And it's just a matter of getting them to work for you where you want them to. Okay. Thinking that one there needs to go underneath there. That looks good in there. And this particular one can go up here. I might put it underneath there. All right, work that out. Stick that one in underneath that bit of the ribbon. Okay, didn't put any glue on that one, did you remember? All right, Pauline, have a good day. We'll just stick that one in underneath there. And we still have some more that we could stick otherwhere, but we're not going to right at this minute. Okay, so we've got a bit of a cluster of flowers. I don't think I need the whole of that daisy because it's really quite huge. You can see why I wanted some purple, can't you? So if it doesn't want to go into where you want to shove it, just chop a bit off and then hide that bit, because I'm going to send that bit in underneath there. Okay, and then we've got another green bit that I'm going to put on here because I really like this leaf. I just think it's lovely. I can't help myself, sorry guys. I would say that's probably my favorite die out of the whole thing in there. And I know it hides some of those flowers, but that's okay. So we've done that bit. Now I've got this here, the Have a Day. And because I don't have my snips with me, I've only got the ribbon scissors. I'm going to use my trimmer. And I'll just send it up to there. Because I want to have a there's the word day. We want to add another flower. We are going to have a lovely day. So this one here is as crooked as a dog's hind leg, man. All right. It's not going to be crooked for much longer. Yeah, it is. We need some dimensionals. Do it days straight. I don't know how I did that. It's a handmade card, Court. That's what we've got to keep saying to ourselves. It's a handmade card. The person that's receiving it will be blessed to be receiving a handmade card. Is that correct? Is that how we say it? Have a lovely. It doesn't have any bling on it yet. It doesn't have the inside in it. Took me a bit longer than normal, but that's all good. You're all good, aren't you? Day. And then we have bling in here. Now, you'll notice that there's no darling duckling on there, but guess what? There's darling duckling dots. How gorgeous are all these dots? So we've got some of the darker color and we've got some of the really pretty colors. So I'm going to, and there's 3 different sizes. I'm going to add some darling duckling dots. Just because I can. And I'm also going to add some of the, what's that new color called? Secret Sea dots. But I don't know, you know what, so I'm going to go there. How cool do they look? You could actually add any color you like to it, but you know. Yeah, that looks smick. Can't complain about that. Now we just need to stick our inside piece in that we got over here. Look, and I've got flowers left, right, and center left over. But that's because I got a bit carried away with cutting them out. And that's okay. So I have cased or copied or used inspiration from a card that is in the catalogue, which because it hasn't gone live yet, I cannot show you. But what do you think of that? All right. This has used the pretty florals and sweet blooms, which are coming soon. The designer series paper, they're all from the Florals in Bloom suite. The designer series paper is called, where are you? Florals in Bloom. Funny that. But it's just pretty. And that gorgeous new super soft ribbon, which is this one here. It's just so nice. Okay. So if you wanted to add them all to a kit, you could get it all tomorrow. Oh, not tomorrow. You could have it all probably arrive Monday. Because today is Thursday and they won't ship it out today, but it would all arrive at your place Monday or Tuesday depending on where you lived if you want to add it to a kit, because this is a suite that is on pre-order for demonstrators. So let me just go back to me so I can chat to you with my cold cup of tea now. So a couple of ways that you can get this beautiful suite, Florals in Bloom. You can join and you can add it to a kit. It's $215 for the whole suite, which is your 2 stamp sets, 2 die packets, packet of designer series paper, and those gems. You then have an extra $15-ish, $18 left over, $19, I think, and that will get you that ribbon. All right, you just need adhesives and cardstock with your first order. Choice is yours. And thanks everyone. It is a pretty card, isn't it? The suite is beautiful. It is on pre-order for demonstrators at the moment. It will be coming live to customers from the 6th of May, where you can buy all the bits as many times as you like afterwards, and as many packets of that designer series paper afterwards. If you're thinking about joining, sitting on the fence, get in touch and we can talk about it. If you're a demonstrator already, I'm hoping that you've got this added to your card already because it's such a beautiful suite. All right, my lovelies, I will see you all next Thursday. Not sure what I'm showing you yet, but at the moment, I'm currently home next Thursday. We'll see how we go. So all good. You all take care, and I will catch you on